Well, my next guest is a logo artist himself. You may have seen some of his logo redesigns on social media. Allan Peters joins me now. He's also the author of the book, Logos That Last. Allan, all right, rate this rebrand for me, rebrand on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think?
I would probably rate it about 6 or 7.
Hmm.
I think strategically they did everything right. I think from their perspective, their audience is getting older. They're in their 70s and 80s, and they're trying to attract a younger audience. And so they're simplifying it down. And the other thing is people see a brand now on a phone for the first time. And so you need to simplify it a little bit more. You can't have full-on illustrations like that man in the barrel.
Hmm.
What they've done, they took that outline shape that you saw and they made it into a barrel shape. If you look at this screen to the right here, you can see right in the middle, they have a shorthand mark now, a brand mark, monogram, which can be reduced down for small sizes. But yeah, overall, I think there are some aesthetic choices that I don't 100% agree with. And I think a lot of people aren't seeing the big picture as well.
So
They're just
what would you have
seeing,
done differently?
here's a logo and here's another logo.
Yeah.
What's that?
What would you have done differently?
Uh, Personally, I think a lot of the moves they made were correct. They took an existing typographic form here with the cracker and the barrel set like that, and they refined them down. They kept this a similar aesthetic though. They
Hmm.
kept the colors, but they made them higher contrast so
Yeah.
that they'd work better on the screen and help with people who might have disabilities like trouble seeing colors. That higher contrast, that's something you see in different road signs and stuff
Hmm.
like that because it's one of the highest contrasts, the black and yellow. So there's a lot of nice things in there. But just like at a glance, looking at the logo on the right, I think I'd probably pull in a little bit tighter. There's a lot of space around it. Or if you were to add a brand mark that's more than just the monogram, potentially do a refinement of that barrel or that band's face, distilling it down into something that works at a small size.
So, Allan, what do you think is, I mean, you are an expert on logos. Why do you think people
Mhm.
become so emotionally invested in the logo?
Well, a logo at the beginning starts as an empty glass, and over time it's filled with meaning. And another name for that is brand equity. But for most people like you and I, it's nostalgia. You build this nostalgia over time. Every commercial, every time you hear that name, and that logo dwells up all that. And so when you make a big change like this, um, you run the risk of losing all that brand equity, especially if it's too big of a change.
Almost everything seems to be viewed politically or through a political lens these days. Do businesses have to always anticipate that any change they make might run that very risk?
Absolutely. There have been some very small, subtle changes in the logo world, like the new Walmart logo, the new Amazon logo. People got even upset about them making such small changes, but honestly, they kept all the brand equity and they made the mark stronger and more legible and made them more functional. And so, should have Cracker Barrel have made a more subtle change? I think to hit a different target audience, they needed to make a big change, and they did that.
Funny to think about how just the simplification, how it plays on one's phone, and how we really research, see, receive, and see information all factors into all of it. Allan Peters, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.